G'day guys, my name is Mr. GreenTex, and welcome to the GreenCast, a podcast by me, Mr. GreenTex, where usually I'm rambling to myself in my bedroom like a madman. However, this is not one of those podcasts, because I'm joined today by fellow Australian comedian, Luke Kidgell.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you're very much welcome. Now, immediately, probably the first question I'm going to get, and a lot of people are questioning, just like, why the fuck do you have Luke on your podcast? You're a GreenTex narrator that just does, like, narrates shit. And mostly the answer is just, like, probably the radio show, I think, was the first time when you put out that the thing of you just wanted someone to, like, announce your show at the start, and I thought it'd be a good meme to put it in.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay. So, like, we were like, that's right. I remember that. That was abusive audience. That's what that was. Like, I needed a service done. And then Lewis and I, like, wouldn't it be funny if we just asked people to do it? And then a bunch of people sent in these, like, them announcing me on. So what I wanted was someone, like, a voice going, like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Luke Kidgell, for my tour.
Yeah.
Because just didn't have any friends or anything. I could have got someone to do it at the radio station. We work at a radio station. There's voiceover artists who come in every single day. But me and Lewis went, it'd be funny to just get submissions from fans and then play them on the radio. And that's why you sent one in.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'll fucking do it. Because, I mean, I've got, like, the good setup anyway.
Yeah.
And, like, I was appreciated that because the first thing Mike said, like, hey, it's actually all right quality. It's not garbage.
Yes, you're the only one that didn't record it on their phone.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and it got played. And then immediately got told that I sound like a 12-year-old going through puberty. And I'm
Did
like,
I say that? I think I would. That sounds like something I would say.
It might have been Lewis,
Oh,
I feel
I'm
like.
glad. Okay, that's good.
But yeah, either way, I put up that thing on Instagram, just like, oops, when you message your favorite station, they're just like, you probably 12 and going through puberty. And I'm like, oh, I'm 19. I'm fucked it.
I can't talk. I sound like an 11-year-old, so that's like my whole thing.
But yeah, I put up on that, and you responded, and you're like, call back the show later when you hit puberty. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess that'll be never.
No, I discovered your channel because, I don't know, you tagged me in something on Twitter, and I clicked on it, and it was like you talked about us in a podcast. It was after you came to my Brisbane show last year.
Yeah.
You spoke about coming to the show in your podcast, and I listened to that bit, and you just tagged me in it on Twitter going like, oh, this week's podcast I talk about, and then you went at Luke Kidgell, and I was like, and it was this podcast with like 10,000 views, and I was like, my podcast doesn't get 10,000 views. I was like, how, like, why aren't I, like, you know, and I was like, at the time, I was like, man, I should come in your podcast. Now, a year later, here we are. It took us a year to get it done, but yeah, that's why.
Fucking A, 10,000 views, I know.
Oh, I wasn't coming on just because I got views, by the way. I go on a lot of podcasts and get 15 views. But
yeah, I don't think this is definitely not the one you come on for clout, I think.
No. Oh, no, this is more clout than mine. Like, my podcast is not at all popping.
Oh, fuck.
I'm actually going to start putting my podcast on my main channel.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fuck it. Like, I don't know why I don't. It's so stupid that I don't.
Are you sure that's a good idea, though? Because even, like...
No, like, I'll get hate from it at first, and then...
Don't you have a podcast channel where you upload
Yeah,
it?
I do. It only has 2,000 subscribers, and second channels were a thing that worked 5 years ago, and now people just, like, don't really care what you upload on YouTube. People don't.
Yeah.
As long as it looks good. Like, I'm just going to get a new camera and stuff for it. As long as it looks good quality, people are like, yeah, that's fine. And if people don't want to watch it, they just won't watch it. It'll just sit there in their subscriptions and they won't watch it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, to a degree, I guess, like, the best example of, like, shit quality is, like, someone like Gus Johnson or someone like that.
Yeah.
That's just films of just, like, camcorders.
I love his channel. I love his channel so much. I found out about him because he did videos with the Fairbairn Boys only recently.
Oh, yeah,
and I didn't even know who he was until like 6 months ago. And I've since gone back and binge watched his entire channel. He's one of my favourites. That's funny that you know him. He's like a weird, obscure, like LA sketch kind of guy.
I mean, like, I don't know if I call him... He's got 1 million subscribers. I don't know if I call him, like, obscure.
No, he was when I feel like he was for ages, like an obscure. Like, he had like 300K... You know, like that kind of like, oh yeah, lots of people know he's funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, this guy's like very funny. And now he's got 1 million. I feel like he's finally got to where he should be.
Yeah. But even like Gus Johnson is someone that I also take like a lot of inspiration for, because he's known for his memes and everything else, but he
Yes.
also occasionally does like his commentary stuff as well.
Yes.
And that's ironically on my channel, Mr. Green Text. My most popular video isn't actually a Green Text video; it's a commentary video.
Right.
It got like 500k views. It's an okay video. I exposed this weird side of YouTube. Do you know the channel Primitive Technology?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of weird like copycat channels that are in like, I'm not going to say the country because I'm going to get a lot of shit from it and I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're just like these weird like sub-Asian countries where they make like weird structures out of like bamboo and just dig pools with their bare hands.
Right.
And like there's some like weird segments of them that like try and hunt stuff as well. And they're like grabbing like these wild pigs that are squealing and they're just like trying to act it up and pretending to be like cavemen at the same time and acting real dumb.
That's not why Primitive Technology is a successful channel. It's successful because everyone's like, wow, I could never be fucked to dig a hole with a stick. That's why I watch it. I'm like, I don't watch it because I'm like, oh, these guys are actually like cavemen. I'm like, no, they're wearing cargo shorts, but they're, you know, building shit with bamboo and that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it for this purely for the wow, I would never bother to do that aspect of it. I think that's why most people watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is you watch a time lapse of some dude spending the entire day, you know, digging a hole that he then just fills with water so he can swim in it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it makes me think like it gives you appreciation for how societies were built.
Yeah.
Would have just taken it forever, but they didn't have the internet, so they just had time to kill. You know, like they didn't spend all night watching YouTube. They spent all night building huts.
Yeah, and foraging for food.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, there's just like some weird ones. Especially there's this one where, like, they're harvesting turtle eggs. But when it cuts to it, they're quite obviously not turtle eggs. They're obviously chicken eggs that he's poached. And he's like in the camera just making sounds, just like. And it's like, what the fuck am I watching? And this has like literally millions of views, and it's the weirdest.
Does it have dislikes?
Not that many.
Not enough.
Not enough. Yeah, and that's why I was so confused by it. So I made a video about this, and then like, what happened is it got put in the algorithm, but then it got recommended to people like, oh, you watched this video, so you should want to watch this video.
Oh, so you watched the actual video and enjoyed it. Now here's a video exposing something you just enjoyed.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of the algorithm to be in. For a bit, I got put into... So I did a video reviewing this guy called Jackson O'Doherty.
Oh,
who,
yeah.
Just like did one of my videos or whatever. And it was a good meme at the time. And then I realized at one point I got put into a algorithm where people came from his videos which were copying me to then me exposing him copying me, and some people went, oh, that's fucked, like I just watched this video, enjoyed it, but now I realize. And then other people were like meathead Jackson fans and were like whatever. And I've since like, I don't care, like I've met him since. He's a nice guy, but like, you know, whatever. And I just thought it was funny at the time that, you know, I just got put into this algorithm of like purely Jackson O'Doherty fans hating on me.
Oh, dude, it's so fucked as well.
It's great.
It got to the point where I just had to like turn off like comments for review on that video, because I was getting like actual like death threats daily, and people just telling me I'm a fucking waste of air, and I'm like, what do you mean? All I did was just like show you this weird
I get
part.
death threats all the time. If I wanted to, I reckon I could always find negative feedback. Every day. If I wanted to, I could probably find one death threat. I just don't read the comments. I do it sometimes on YouTube, not on Facebook.
Yeah.
If a video is viral on Facebook, I'll never go past see more. You know what I mean? I'll read the first 10. I'll be like, oh, cool. I'll read the top comments, see there's a funny one that I can reply to or something like that. And I'm like, ah, fuck it. Then I just like go do something better with my day.
Well, Facebook's this whole other level of just like
Facebook
cancer.
Is the word. The people on who still use Facebook regularly are mums or just like get on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Facebook's dead.
Yeah.
It's just died. As a creator, I don't know if you have it, but it's died. No good.
I mean, I have it, but as well as like me and everyone else.
No, but do you have like a page for Mr. Green Text?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's why you would have seen a severe decline. Like I remember, I kind of came on Facebook just after the glory days.
Yeah.
You know, like 2012, 2013 was the glory days where if 30,000 people liked your page, 30,000 people would see your post. Which is crazy to think about now. Now I have 300,000 people who like my page, and my post will reach about 8,000 people.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, if you don't pay for it, it's brutal.
Oh yeah, well, because even I've got like other pages for like other just random shit, and constantly it's just like, hey, here's $10 free credit to go promote your own page.
Yes,
and actually get potentially your reach that
they
should
give
have.
you credits, and then you go, oh, and then you start paying for it yourself. I've never ever sponsored a post on Facebook. Some people think I have. Like, people always message me like, especially the comedians and stuff, like, man, like, how'd you get that big? They just think I paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just made a good video, believe it or not. Believe it or not, some people liked it. And yeah, I've paid, the only time I ever put money into Facebook is ads promoting shows. That's the only time I'll ever.
Oh, that's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, that's just advertising. This is called marketing. But yeah, I'll never just like post and then sponsor it to get more likes. Who gives a shit how many likes something gets?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't go to the petrol station and be like, oh, just can I pay for this petrol and 300 likes? That's why I don't get girls on Instagram who are so thirsty for likes. They're getting their tits out, and I'm like, you're not getting paid for this. You can't go buy a muffin with likes. You know what I mean? They're not going to accept that as currency.
Nah, but you could get a sick tea like sponsorship.
Yeah, but half of them don't. You know, I've got a lot of followers on Instagram, and I find it hard getting tea sponsorships. You know? No one gives a shit. There's a million people with 100K, you know, on Instagram.
I mean, funny story. I actually had I've got another just like Instagram page that has like 300 followers, and I had someone DM me one day saying, "Hey, do you want to be a sponsor for a brand of clothing?" And I'm just, it was such a strange, because I'm like, well, I've got 300 followers and this has nothing to do with the content I upload. So I said yes, and then just didn't get a response. I have a feeling they kind of just like mass sent it out to people.
Yes.
But then I'm just like, again, why even bother with someone who has 300 followers?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I get the mass ones all the time, and I just say no unless they offer me money.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we'll send you a pair of shoes. And then you can just do like a couple of stories and post about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want your fucking shoes. I've got shoes. I'm like they're not even good shoes. I'm like, no, I don't want your $80 shoes for a post. Like, give me the cash, man. Or I just ignore people.
Yeah. What's the weirdest sponsorship that you've had someone approach you for?
Oh, I mean, I've done one for a dating app before. I did one for Happen. Yeah, there's a video on my channel where
when was that?
I blatantly, I don't think some people even realized it was a sponsored post. I did a video called "Two Men Have Normal Unscripted Conversation," and I just sat on a bench with my mate, and I was like, hey, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm on this dating app called Happen, and I'm like, wow, like, and I did it as like a piss take, and I can't believe they approved it. I still to this day, I'm like, why did they approve that? And then, but like every time I say the word Happen in the video, a hand comes into the video and gives me $100 note, and I just take it and I put it in my pocket and keep plugging the ad, and then by the end of the video, it's raining money, and I'm wearing a suit. And I think people like got no dislikes, got like 2 dislikes.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, it was one of the most successful videos on my channel because people are like, oh, people thought I was taking the piss out of people who do those crappy sponsored posts.
Yeah.
But I was getting paid a lot of money to do it. And at the end, it came up with Happen, like the app that I was advertising, and people thought, oh, next level dedication to the bit, you know? And I'm like, no, they were paying for that.
That's fucking glorious. It was very funny.
And then they paid for it to be sponsored on Facebook. So they like then threw money into it, this company, for it to hit like 150K views.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, you guys got ripped off. There was no one who watched that video who was like, I must sign up to this.
Holy shit, that's fucking glorious.
And then they asked me to do another one a year later, and I was 4 times as big. So I asked for double the amount of money at least, and they were like, nah. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to do it then.
Holy fuck.
Because I wanted to do one. I should have just taken it because I wanted to do another one where I was like on a yacht by the end. Like, I was going to go down to Melbourne in the docks and just pretend like some rich white guy's yacht was my yacht. And just film myself like plugging the app out. So a Rolls Royce or a yacht or something like that. I should have just done it for free.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not at this point? Jesus Christ. But one of the things I'm like most like curious about, like, I just traveled interstate for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I was like fucked that same day. How the hell, like you just recorded your special as well a couple days
Whereabouts
ago.
did you go?
Just down to Sydney.
Sydney.
So I was like,
So you've never been interstate?
Well, solo by myself.
Oh,
yeah.
but you have on like family holidays and
Yeah,
stuff?
I've been on like a family holidays down to like Melbourne like once or twice.
Yeah,
but
right.
like that was the first like proper big
Have you
boy.
ever been to like, Adelaide or Perth?
No, I haven't.
You're
yeah.
not missing much. Imagine like here, but worse. We're on the Gold Coast now, by the way. Actually, that's a big call. It's like kind of like the Gold Coast, but less tourists.
Yeah.
But just as shit, you know?
Yeah. But like, how the hell do you keep up like your energy to like, especially do like a show, dude?
Well, I mean, this morning you rocked up and said you look hungover, and I said, well, I'm not. So clearly I'm not doing a great job. I had a couple of beers, but not, you know what I mean? I had like 2 beers last night. So I'm not hungover, but I have hit a wall. I go home today.
Yeah.
See, I've been away since Thursday. I did a show on Thursday night, Sunshine Coast, then Friday, Brisbane, Saturday, Gold Coast, and I've been here for a couple of days with, you know, my management who are here and friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's just my job. I just have it's a good job. It's like other people have to travel interstate for work, and I happen to have a very easy job where I only really have to work for an hour a day.
Yeah.
You know, just going to the venue. Like the show only takes about 4 or 5 hours out of my day, and then the special in Brisbane was a bit different. I was there from midday, but you know, that's because we were filming it all, and there was 7 cameras and microphones, and I had to choose. I had to have full creative control over what it looked like because I'm a control freak. So,
right.
Yeah, like all the lights and stuff. I was sitting there for like an hour, like with the lighting guy, like, no, try red, try purple, try green. Like, got him to try everything, and we landed on light blue, which looked good.
Yeah, but you didn't have like a director or anything.
Oh, like we did. Yeah, so I was sitting there with the director. Like, it was his kind of decision. He was like recommending me because I didn't know anything. He was like, let's not try red. But we also had to try and make my special look different to Frenchie special because it was filmed in the exact same room about 3 months ago, and he used green lighting, so I was like, it can't be green lighting or look exactly the same, and we're both going to try and release it on the same platform as well. And it's filmed in the same theater. I was like, it needs to look different. So and also I just didn't want to make it look like anyone else's. Like, you know, Isaac's got one coming out, Isaac Butterfield. Lewis's one is very blue at the back. I just tried to make it look like my own compared to like the other Australian guys. And I think it did. It looked pretty unique. It was cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
But yeah, how I kept my energy up, I don't. I just get really tired. I get tired by the end of the 4 days, and I want to go home. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have a big sleep in.
Yeah. Oh, goddamn, dude. That's another thing that I'm really interested in your opinion as well. Is do you think that especially some like the bigger comedians, like the first person that comes to mind is Gabriel Iglesias, people like that, they like almost hold on to jokes like too hard, and they almost like refuse. I wouldn't say refuse to like like do new stuff, but like I've seen him maybe do like 2 specials. I haven't, no.
Have you seen him repeat jokes on specials?
Oh, well, it's just like I've seen him just like milk jokes so hard because he's got a YouTube channel as well, and this basically all it is just like him just like expanding on just like
premises
like,
that he
bits.
already did in his special.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he hasn't. I mean, I probably should have looked it up beforehand. I haven't known if he's done a new special.
What do you mean by
recently.
holding on to jokes?
Just like, even just like especially with like his social media stuff, just see him just like repeat bits just constantly.
I mean, I just think that's smart. That's why he's successful, because it means he's always everyone like. Because you don't realize people. You don't realize, you think, oh, everyone's seen that bit, and no, they haven't. Like, I did bits, you know, I do bits all the time at comedy clubs that have millions of views online. No one's seen it. You know, no one in the audience has seen your joke. So you think you might have seen the joke before, but 99% of the people in the audience haven't seen the joke because there's 7 billion people in the world. So I think he's just smart and going like, yes, some people might be onto me here, but the majority will be like, wow, he's always so funny. How is he just this funny in conversation? Because he's doing bits. Like, if you watch, I watch like The Project and stuff, you know, and if I watch, I don't really watch The Project, but if I watch an interview, if there's a comedian on it, and I'll know, like, you know, because I'll see the comedians gigging all the time, and in conversation and all those interviews on Jimmy Fallon, Tonight Show, they're all just doing bits.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, so tell us about the time you were in Amsterdam, you know, and then it's just a bit from their show, and they're like, okay, so and they pretend it's like they're just telling a story, but it's a story that's been, you know, scripted and they've done on stage 50 times, and they know it's gonna kill. So when you go to those interview type things, I've done smaller versions of that before, where it's like, for community TV and stuff like that, they're like, okay, so what do you want to talk about? And you can choose what they ask you, especially at the highest level. So I think it'd be stupid not to do rehearsed bits, because it's ballsy going out on the biggest Tonight Show, or, you know what I mean, the biggest TV show or radio interview, and not being funny. As a comedian, all you have to do in that 5 minutes is be funny. And I think it's even on Instagram, like, you want to be putting out shit that's funny. So he's probably like, well, my best bet here is to use shit that I know is gold.
Yeah.
So I think I don't really judge him for doing it, but I think in Australia, it's different because it's a small place and people have seen your bit. Some people have seen your joke here, because there's a small comedy community, and particularly with us, like, I'll never repeat a joke on Instagram there. Like, even in my special, I didn't do anything that's been online so far. Oh, I think I did one Pizza Hut bit, but it was from my first ever show, and it has like 15k views, so I just was like, I'll do it in the special.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I haven't done any of the shit that went viral in the special. I was kind of annoyed because they are some of my best bits, like, that are already online.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't judge him for that. Good on him. I like Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
He's just funny. I don't know. He's not really my cup of tea as a comedian, but like, I get why he's big, you know.
I feel like he's a good like entry point for a lot of people for stand up. Oh
yeah, because he's obviously very talented. He's very engaging, because like he'll tell a story and like, oh, and then the cops came, and like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Like I don't do that. I just go, yeah, the cops came, and people can put the sound effect on their heads. Yeah, he is a good entry point. Yeah. What are your favorite comedians? You don't have to say me. I meant like big comedians. Because you are sitting here wearing my merch, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
It's just like full kissing ass. Like, he rocked up to my hotel room wearing my own merch, and I was like, oh, what a kiss ass.
Oh, fuck. Well, I mean, like...
I was joking.
All right, expose me like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Mr.
like...
GreenCast fanboy.
Fuck. I've been watching like a lot of Joe Rogan lately.
Yeah. I saw him at the Comedy Store last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. But
it was good.
I've been finding like a lot of his like friend groups. Bert Kreischer is probably one of my
like
favorites.
Bert?
Yeah,
I love Bert.
Yeah,
I met him in Melbourne last year.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I don't really know. I only knew who he was because of the Machine bit.
Yeah,
I never watched much of his other stuff at the time, so I felt like a douchebag. I came up to him and did that thing that I hate when people come up to me, and now I realize that they're not trying to be rude. That's just what they like about you.
Yeah,
and they're trying to be nice. I was like, man, I love the Machine Bit, and he was like, thanks, man. I've probably heard that a million times. And I was like, fuck, I can't believe I said that to him. But people come up to me like, oh, bro, I love your "You Don't Owe Me" thing, or whatever. And you're like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'm just like, I'm an artist. Like,
yeah.
You know, and now I did the douchey thing for him, so now I know how it feels. Because I was genuinely just like, no, I really like that. Yeah. I wasn't trying to be rude at all. But he was really nice. He was cool. I really like Chris D'Elia as well. Do you know Chris?
Oh, I've listened to, I think, like a couple of his podcasts before. A lot of them, like, as well. Like, I think I got introduced with him through, like, the H3 podcast.
Yeah, right.
Actually, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm still, like, trying to get around as much of it as I can. Because especially, like, stand-up is honestly, I think, one of my favorite just, like, creative mediums, I think. Because it's also, like, a level of dedication that I don't think, like, a lot of people... Like, getting up in front of people, especially for the first time, especially, like...
First time is,
like,
what?
Real
No, you got to get over the first 10. Because I've seen so many people give it a go a few times. Yeah. Like, they give it a go once and go, no, it was the first time, I'll give it a go again. And they don't have a good time the second time. And it's because no one's good at the start. You're not going to be good at making people laugh if you've never done it before. And you got to persist through the first 10. I got bombed for ages before I got laughs, you know. But I got enough pitter-pattered laughter throughout the set to keep me going.
A couple of giggles.
Yeah, I got a few giggles and I was like, ooh, I like that. And then but it takes ages. It's like anything, you know.
Yeah.
It takes ages to learn how to ride a bike, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Properly, you know. Like you can ride a bike, but it takes ages to learn how to do wheelies. You know what I mean? Like anyone can do stand up, but then it's like, all right, now let's start fucking doing jumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a great analogy.
No, I get where you're coming from. But even like, I mean, like on top of that, it's also just like finding the places that'll take and just finding those open mics as well, I think is also like intimidating to people.
I was lucky that I'm from Melbourne and there's a great scene down there, and there's, you know, every night there's 4 to 5 gigs that you can go do. Interstate, it's probably a bit harder. You know, there's probably like a few open mics that run on each week.
Yeah.
But there's still opportunities to do it, I think, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Even in like Adelaide, I mean, especially around Australia's, anywhere in the world has a stand-up scene that you could probably go try it out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people ask me like, oh, I don't know where to start. I just Googled it. I'm like, Melbourne comedy, and it just took me 20 minutes to find an open mic night. I was just persistent.
Yeah.
I don't know why people go like, I don't know where to start. You're like, well, think about it. Where would you start doing comedy? You just do it to go to a comedy night and ask someone.
How often do you get messages with that exact question?
A lot. Like every week on my podcast, I just don't answer it anymore because I've answered it 50 times already on my podcast. Like, just Google it, or I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I've been getting that as well. I mean, I don't have that big of a following, but like I feel like people just want to
How do you start YouTube?
Oh, dude.
You like make a Google account.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a Google account and make a video and upload it.
Yeah.
No, but how do I get big? It's like, well, be consistent, make good content. You know, people already know the answers, but they just
want that interaction with you.
That, and they also want like reassurance that, oh, so it will work for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, it works for everyone else, so just give it a crack.
Yeah, I've had a few people message me going, hey, you can have a look at my channel and tell me what I'm doing. And it's just like some 15-year-old like in their bedroom recording like some gameplay that's like 30 minutes long. And I'm like, don't do that, because I mean, there's no reason.
So
you're not PewDiePie, and as well,
you're
like
not Laser Beam, so stop. Would be my answer.
Yeah, but
because they weren't copying anyone at the start. You know what I mean? They were groundbreaking for doing that. That's why they got big.
Yeah,
and then people go, "Oh, that's big, so I should do it." It's like, no, do something different. You want to be the guy who starts a thing, not the guy who copies a thing.
Yeah, like
that's so stupid. Like even when I started liking all like Alex Williamson, I used to like Troy Kinney and stuff when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I'd be a fan of Lewis and stuff as well. I didn't want to copy their type of style of videos. I was like, I'm just going to like edit, make my own. I feel like there's a very distinctive style to each of our videos, you know?
Yeah.
You can like tell it's a Frenchie video when you watch a Frenchie video. You can tell it's a Lewis video. You know, it's very calculated. It's like he's exposing people. He does a lot of research, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
My videos are garbage, you know, like you know, like there's a lot of memes, there's stupid jokes. I scream on my couch, you know, I'll hump the air, you know, that's very Luke. Lewis will never hump the air.
Yeah, that's a lot to tell people as well. It's just like find
a point of difference,
find a gimmick as well.
A gimmick a point
that no
of
one else
difference,
is doing.
You know, just do something original.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like again, that's the whole reason why my channel is because no one was like doing it to the degree and like consistently.
Exactly. Like nothing's ever going to be truly original, but like, you know, I'm not the first person to ever make a comedy sketch on YouTube. But if you put your own spin on it, then
yeah, exactly.
Works.
Before as well, that was actually one of the things I wanted to ask you is, do you like a lot of my friends as well, like they didn't like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see Luke Kidgell on Friday night. Anyone want to come? And they're just like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, oh, the You Don't Know Me guy. And they're like, oh, right, that guy. Does that ever like annoy you?
Nah, because, well, as I said earlier, like it's a thing where I let it annoy me for maybe a bit, and I was like, because I wanted so badly to not be that. Yeah. But now since I've had, because that was when I'd only had success in that area. That was really the only success I'd ever had, was making this stupid viral video where I ignore signs. So for a bit, I really liked it, and then very quickly after that, I was like, no, I don't want to be known for that. I want to be a comedian. And now since I've had stand-up clips go viral, and most of my actual fan base don't really, they enjoy that video, but they go, nah, like, you know, Luke's, you know, they've seen my other stuff and they go, he's a lot funnier than ignoring a sign. So it doesn't bother me anymore. So now when someone does come up to me and goes, yo, You Don't Know Me guy, I'm just like, that's fine. Like, because there's other people who do like my stand up, and some people go, "Oh, you're the VCal guy" or whatever, because I did this viral stand up clip about VCal in Victoria. And it's like this. Anyway, it's like TAFE, but for kids who eat glue. Anyway, it's fucked. But yeah, so like I think now that I've a lot less insecure about achieving success in other areas, then I am okay. You know, now that I have achieved success in areas, I don't care if people recognize me for that. I just think it's cool that they've seen it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still something that I did and I still find funny. I watch that back, I'm like, that's a good meme. So when people go, I like that video, I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a good video. I've actually, I bought something as well that I think you might either enjoy or fucking despise.
Yeah.
I thought we could try it live.
I'll probably despise it. I can't wait. No, I won't.
I saw this in Coles yesterday, and immediately I'm like, "What the? Why does this even exist?" It's
fuck you.
See,
yeah, fuck you. I'm about to walk out and leave you in my hotel room right now.
For those at home, because it's an audio medium and it's probably not the best visual gag, I've got a block of Jats flavored fucking milk chocolate in my hands.
All people would have heard was you just crinkling around in your bag and me going, fuck you. So I've been sent this about 10 times. So Arnott's have made new biscuits new chocolate bars that have come with all their biscuits. So like there's a Tim Tam one, which would be good because that's just chocolate.
Yeah.
I've seen, what other biscuits they have? I think there's like a Scotch finger one where there's like bits of Scotch finger, and then they also made a Jats one, which is fucked. You've never ever put even a Savoy, like, yes, Jats are gross, but even a Savoy in chocolate, you've never been like, oh, you know, some people might put cheese on a Savoy or a Jats and be like, ooh, yum. No one's ever been like, oh, let's just dabble a little bit of Cadbury on that and then put it in their mouth. That's disgusting. Can we have a bit?
Fuck yeah.
Can we try it? I can't believe I'm trying Jats on a podcast.
It was also
this is so incriminating.
Very much on like special and clearance.
Yeah, of course it was already on the special rack. This is going to last for 3 weeks before people stop buying it as a meme for podcasts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, have you had it yet?
No, I haven't yet.
It's going to be disgusting. Okay.
Oh.
So,
you want to try a bit?
My girlfriend's just walked in and she's now doesn't also want to try. So there's like, it's just chocolate full of crushed up bits of Jats. All right, give it a go. Okay, I'm chewing. It's all right. It kind of tastes like Jats. You can really taste the Jats in it.
Mm.
I don't like the texture.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's got the texture of like a choc chip.
Yeah.
Like a crunchy.
Oh, I just got a salty aftertaste. What the fuck?
Yeah, because Jats are salty.
Who thought this is a good idea?
Yeah, that's not good. It's not bad, but it's... I wouldn't...
Just tastes like chocolate with
But
Jats.
like, I don't want another one.
I honestly do wonder
I need a drink.
if companies actually make this thinking people would want it, or they're just like, this would be a good meme.
No, I bet there's someone out there who was so happy and now it's their favorite chocolate. You know, there's some psychopath who goes to like a Coles every day and is like, oh, pick up my Jats chocolate. Like, there's 7 billion people in the world, man. Someone likes that.
Oh, fuck.
There's something out there for everyone. That's why like weird porn categories exist. You know, this is like the weird porn of food. This is like watching a hentai in your mouth. You know.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh,
This
Christ.
is like food equivalent of scat porn. You know, it's just shit.
Oh, fucking hell.
This took a turn.
I expected nothing fucking less. Holy shit. All right. Well, I've got a couple of questions as well that I asked my audience to send through. And sometimes I get people who just like to send me just like cool stories or things that like I might potentially enjoy. And I read the first sentence of this and then I just stopped because I'm like, okay, this is gold.
Okay.
I'll show you the picture.
Okay.
It's also probably... I'll put it up on screen now because, again, audio podcast, probably not the best visual meme. So, this here. It says, "Okay, Mr. Greentex, I'm going to tell you about my country's tradition for Easter. In the Czech Republic and Slovakia, there is a tradition of spanking or whipping that is carried out on Easter Monday."
I was trying to work out what this was, and now this makes so much sense. It's like a rainbow-coloured whip that looks like a wand at one end.
It says, "In the morning, boys and men spank girls and women with a special handmade whip called korbak." I don't know, it's Slovakic apparently. "We also throw cold water on them. In the korbak consists of 8, 12, or even 24 withers, willow rods, that is usually from 1/2 meter to 2 meters long, can be shorter if there are many different ways to make one, and decorated with different coloured ribbons at the end. The spanking may be painful, but is not intended to cause suffering or harm or be creep. A legend says the woman should be spanked with a whip in order to keep them in their health, beauty, and fertility during the whole next year."
What do you mean legend? Like some creep. This is not a legend. It's some creep who started spanking his wife and was like, "No, the prophecy says I must." And it's like, no, this dude's an animal.
Nah, it's tradition, man. It says, "Plus we sing a short song to wish beauty. After this, men, boys, and other people get lots of goods like cakes, or in adults' case, alcohol. I will post 2 pictures of the whips. One is from Google and the other one is mine."
Jesus Christ. Just because it's tradition, it doesn't mean it's fine. It's also tradition to be, to put slaves in the gladiator ring. It doesn't mean that it was morally correct. Just because something's like, but it's tradition. I hate when people go, it's tradition though. So, stop that tradition. It's fucked. So they still do this in 2019?
Apparently, yeah, because apparently the second one's here is apparently his own that he made.
So like Me Too just doesn't exist in the Czech Republic.
Wow. If anywhere, I'd assume not.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, at least it's colourful, I guess.
Yeah.
That doesn't make up for the... So I would like it for a tradition where it gets turned, and the women have a crack at the men for once. And the men have just got to bend over and take a whip and see how they like it. That's a good tradition.
But also just like, again, who thought this was a good idea, and how the fuck did it even become tradition?
Yeah, I don't know how things become tradition.
How does... again, he said in Easter specifically. How does... I'm so confused.
Better than eating Jat's chocolate.
Yeah, I'd rather get whipped by all those ribbons than
whip me with a bloody sparkly wand any day. It's not really sparkly. It kind of just looks like a streamer. It looks like a cheerleader's pom pom on the end of a wand. If you're listening to the audio of this, and definitely wouldn't like that on my asshole.
Holy fuck. Jesus. That's actually great. I got a question here from someone from my Discord. If you want to actually send questions, probably next week, probably just be me by myself, so you can send it through the Discord. I got a question here from Star, and they say, what makes it doing entertainment/content worth it for you?
The people coming out to the shows is my favourite part. That's when you realise how many people actually... Because you see a number of screens, it's kind of like you would actually struggle to have perspective of how many people's lives you affect.
Yeah.
I always think about how it's so weird, if I upload a video tonight, therefore, if I uploaded a video now, in the next 6 hours... about 5,000 to 10,000 people would spend 4 minutes of their day watching that video. They would make time in their day. It's like when you upload a video, some people go, "Oh, Mr. Greentex uploaded. I'll sit down and watch that for an hour or whatever." Yeah. So you don't really have any perspective until you see them in person. Yeah. I think when I see them at my shows, you're at my Brisbane show, and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, it was almost pretty much sold out.
It was sold out. We had to clear out chairs for the cameras, which is why we had to cap it. So it was seated 420, but I had to cap the tickets at 400 because there were cameras in the room, which we had to take out chairs to get, because we can't have it too full, otherwise the cameraman can't move around. But so I was like, that's crazy that this many people just in Brisbane alone like me. So I think it's when you see them actually sitting in front of you, you're like, oh, okay, I'm doing something right. And that kind of keeps you going. I think that makes it worth it. That moment where I walked down on stage, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is worth it.
Yeah. Well, like for me,
I don't know
like,
for you. Yeah. What do you get like when you get feedback and comments?
Yeah,
like,
it's mostly like feedback because essentially, well, my workflow is. I mean, it's not the hardest content to make, honestly. So I make it in like batches. Like I'll make like 10 videos and then just schedule upload. I'm good for 2 weeks and then I'll just forget about it. But like every now and then I'll get like actual deep messages from people just being like, "Hey, I was actually like having some real suicidal thoughts until I watched some of your videos."
Yeah, it's cool.
And like it really helped me. And
It's
I'm
good
like,
to know that. Yeah, that you are making a difference, even though you mightn't think you are, and you're not really trying to. Like, I'm not really going out there trying to, make a difference. I'm just trying to make people laugh. But it's good that that does help some people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's very odd where you just have to take it and be like, well, thank you, I'm glad, and I hope you're okay. And there's nothing really more you can do other than wish them the best, thank them, and go like, I'm because I'm not going out there trying to change the world one dick joke at a time,
Yeah.
So it's just, if someone gets people get different things out of it. Some people might just get a snigger, like a out of it, and other people it might change their life. So it's like,
exactly.
Whatever people get out of it is good, as long as it's positive,
Yeah,
and some people are like, fuck you, and that's also fine. It's also fine because you can't like everything,
Yeah, exactly.
So there's some people that hate your channel.
Oh, well.
And there's many people that hate mine. Like, I reckon there's few people who just subscribe to YouTube channels just to dislike. Because I'll upload it, then within an hour, this has like 2 dislikes every video. And I'm like, there's 2 people who subscribe to my channel. It's like, oh, Luke's uploaded? Fuck you. Like, I want to know what I ever did to them. Like, if maybe I met him in person, I was just a dick. Like, maybe that could be the thing. I always wondered, like, there's 2 people every single video. Like, go on any, like, there's only 1 video on my channel that doesn't have a dislike, and they just mustn't have seen that one.
All I know,
I kind of want to link it to them and be like, come on, do your thing.
do it. I know there's definitely a couple people that like come to mind, or they're just like, they almost think it's like a privilege. Like, oh, first dislike, haha.
Yeah, some people think it's cool, and if you think that's cool, you're a nerd. You are such a loser. If that's what you get a kick out of, go outside.
Yeah,
do something better.
I feel like there are a lot of the same people that also get excited when they're like, "Oh, I'm the first one to comment on the video."
Yeah,
I don't know how that meme hasn't fucking died.
Like, people will comment first on like my podcast channel, and I'm like, not an achievement. It will only get 8 comments.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, first, you're like, and last. Shut the fuck up.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh,
Man, this Jats chocolate is just completely putting me off.
I've still got
I'm going to stare at
an
abusive whip over that Jats chocolate.
I think it's for the best. A lot of the time, I just get memed whenever I ask questions. So a lot of the time, it's just Americans just being like, "Do you ride kangaroos to school?"
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, like, I actually
The answer
say
is yes.
Yes, of course we do. We just hop in their pouches.
Yeah.
And they just take us off to school.
Yeah, some people think we ride on the backs. That would be ridiculous. Why would we ride on a kangaroo? Like, they'd have to have saddles. You can fit in a pouch.
Yeah, exactly.
Americans are stupid.
Oh, fuck.
Americans don't understand our culture. I was talking about this on my podcast the other day. I don't know if you heard that, but like, I was trying to explain the band The Chats. You know, the band is like, I'm on Smoko. Yeah, I was trying to explain that to Americans because they knew the band. They were like, oh, man, you're Australian? And I was like, yeah. And like, I'm on Smoko. So I'm like, yeah, I know that. They're like, how good is that? And they were like, wait, so is that good music over there? Or do you, like, why is it so popular? And I was like, oh, it's popular because it's just kind of a bit shit. And that's what we like.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, so why do you like it if it's shit? And I'm like, no, that's why. And then I tried to start explaining Shannon Knoll to Americans, and it blew their fucking minds.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, there's this guy, he has a goatee, and like he holds pictures of fish on Instagram. And I was showing them the comments about how everyone means. If you don't know, go on one of Shannon Knoll. Like, Australians will know who he is because he was on Australian Idol and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's this ex-Australian Idol contestant who got robbed by Guy Sebastian in like 2003 or like years ago.
Yeah.
And since then, he's just become like this cult figure in Australia where people go to his shows as a joke. Like, people give him $50 to be like, lol. But people like ironically love him. So he will sell out shows everywhere he goes because he's kind of like a good laugh.
Yeah.
But trying to explain that to American, they go, so why would you like him if he's shit? I'm like, no, that's the appeal. And they're like, but here we only like people if they're good. And I'm like, well, that's why here sucks. Because you guys don't understand culture.
Yeah, trying to explain shit posting.
Shit posting and shit memes is such an Australian thing.
It really
like
fucking
brown
is.
cardigan is and the page shit memes is the most oddly Australian thing, where it's like just filming like goats going "Meh" to music and stuff, and every Australian's like, oh, that's a pretty funny goat, and Americans will be like, I don't understand.
But even just like I went to like an esports event last week. That's what I flew down to Sydney for, and like that crowd was one of the most just like meme shit posting things. Like it was a pretty big esports event. It's like it's worldwide, like having all these teams fly out and stuff, and the crowd was probably cheering harder. They had like these blow up like inflatable like I don't really know how to describe them, like batons that you could like hit together and make like noise.
I hate those things.
And,
that's why I hate soccer. Them and vuvuzelas. I actually don't mind the sport. Fuck, I hate the culture around some events. Yeah.
But they had those, and they was giving out like these promotional, like, because it was sponsored by Intel as well. Yeah. So they had like these wristbands that would like light up to the actual game.
Right.
And so people decided it'd be a good idea to take those bands and then make a giant goalpost out of the batons and the bands. And then there was a beach ball floating around. And so someone made like this giant post. And I think the crowd cheered probably the hardest at that event when the beach ball went through that goal.
Oh,
Then actually at the event that they paid to see.
Every Australians, like collectively, often as a crowd, will shit meme as a crowd. It happened at my Brisbane show. Every time I got a drink of water. So the first time I got a drink of water, it was kind of like awkward where I just was thirsty, and because I'm the only one on stage, there's 400 people just looking at me. I just have to go over, get a drink in silence, and I just was like, I don't give a fuck today or whatever. And then everyone was like, well, that's good. He owned having a drink. So then the next time I went and got a drink, people started to clap. People were like, hey, like, you got a drink, fuck yeah. So as a group, it was funny watching the crowd all collectively go, it is a good meme to clap when he drinks. And then every single time throughout the show when I went and got a drink, the clap got louder and louder. And by the end, I'd get a drink and everyone was like, woo! Like, and I'm like, that would never happen in America. That's the most... And I'm going to keep that in the special because that's so funny. That's so Australian.
It really is.
To just have me sipping on water, like a thing that everyone could do. And by the end, I was drinking and bowing and like flexing and how good I was at drinking. It was garbage. I love that. Australia sucks. It's the best.
It really is.
Like this is people come over here and they go, shit. I'm like, that's why we love it here.
That's the fucking appeal. It's just the shitness. But if it's like, again, at the event, there's like a point where like they accidentally put the Twitch chat up on like the main screen.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. So they quickly put it away. And then everyone just started shouting as loud as they could, like, bring back the Twitch chat. And they brought it back and they just started chanting, fuck you, Twitch. Fuck you, Twitch. Like they just chanted to bring it back just so they could tell them to fuck themselves.
That's great. We're the best.
Oh, it's the fucking... Oh. When people say we don't have culture.
Yeah, it's like try Leamington, mate, and listen to the chats. Okay, our culture is rich.
Oh, fucking hell, dude. Oh, it's the fucking best. Oh, well, I think that'll bring us to the end of this fucking podcast, man. It was fucking...
Thank you very much for having me.
No, you're very welcome.
I appreciate you driving 2 hours to be here.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, I'm from the Sunshine Coast for the people at home. And we're currently down the Gold Coast, and I had to go through almost prime time traffic in the morning.
Yeah. I have to check out my hotel at 11, so I was like, oh man, if you get here like 9:30ish, that'd be good, because I've got to check out in 20 minutes now. Because I forgot that I was leaving today. Yeah. Because I'm leaving tonight. I'm leaving 5 p.m, but I'm just going to drop my bag somewhere after this. I was like, yeah, and we'll record it in my podcast during the afternoon. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have a... no, record it in my hotel, not my podcast. I'm tired.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
When's this going to be out?
I'm going to try and upload it today.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, the Tambourine Tour is still going. I've still got, I should know this, Hobart, Adelaide, Albury and Canberra to go. And other than that, check out my podcast, Memoirs of a White Guy. If you like this, it's just me grouching about things week to week. Trying to make it more positive though, although things just piss me off and I scream about it for an hour. like a madman.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to what you do. Just ramblings in my bedroom.
Yeah,
So if you like
exactly.
that, then come check out the podcast. That's it. Other than that, keep on watching Mr. GreenCast. It's good shit.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Yeah, plugging you.
Like a bit of my own show.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. But yeah, alright, thanks so much for that again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I'll catch you later, cunts.